And we begin with the winter weather and its potential impact on your drive to work tomorrow. The snow will be arriving in West Michigan later this evening.
And Elena Holland is standing by to talk about how the city is preparing. But first, let's go to Chief Meteorologist George Lessons, who's over at the Big Wall. George.
It's definitely going to be a plowable event. We've not had many of those as that storm system moves out of the Midwest, snowing very heavily across Nebraska and Iowa right now. But there is a winter weather advisory that goes into effect at 7 o'clock this evening until 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Tail end of this will have some freezing drizzle. Further to the north, a winter weather advisory will be going into effect right around 1 a.m. So the snow is going to be creeping from south to north, and it will expire at the same time. Winter weather advisory means a low to moderate impacts from the wintry weather. Fortunately, we'll have snow on the ground before that freezing drizzle moves on in. Higher impacts will be back to the west, where there are winter storm warnings for Chicago back through Omaha, Nebraska, but we'll have our impacts here. Widespread plowable snow event as that storm system south of Kansas City heads up into western New York State later on tomorrow afternoon. So it'll snow very heavily late tonight and tomorrow morning, and then it will exit to the east. So the impacts tomorrow will be over in the eastern part of the state and still some lingering ones back to our west. Right now, temperatures are at or below freezing, and they'll stay below freezing now for the next several days. So what snow does fall is going to stick around. A little bit of light snow just now being reported in Chicago. It's going to take a while to start snowing here. After the snow ends in the morning, we're going to see some freezing drizzle, I think, in the afternoon. That'll collect on your windshields, and then down into the teens both Wednesday and Thursday morning. A little bit of clearing both of those mornings, but temperatures staying below freezing until the end of the weekend, when we may get some more snow. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. Well, by 11 o'clock when we're back out here on the weather deck, it'll probably be snowing or starting to snow. A little bit earlier to the south, a little bit later to the north. 13 WEATHERBALL is blinking bright for a plowable snow event in sight. It's also green. Really no change to our temperatures foreseen as we climb into the low 30s again here tomorrow. This view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Our average high is 31. We bested that again today with 33 here in Grand Rapids. The warm spot 34 over in Holland. That 34 came within 3 degrees of our forecast high, just within that window, and we've done that 4 days in a row. Now the precipitation coverage will be very widespread for your morning commute. Add several extra minutes to your travel time. I think after about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, it'll be mostly some freezing drizzle, maybe a couple of snowflakes mixed in, but by 5 o'clock, all of that will have ended, but the road impacts will not have ended. So far this season, down in the lower right, we are 36 inches below average with only 10.2 inches worth of snow, and that is still our second lowest snowfall total. But I think we're going to fall out of the top 10 here tomorrow, especially as that snow falls overnight tonight. It's coming courtesy of a storm system south of Kansas City right now. It'll take a track on up into western Pennsylvania by this time tomorrow evening. The snow will begin and come down quite heavily overnight. You can see all of the models pretty much agree that we'll see anywhere between 1 and 3 inches of snow by daybreak tomorrow, and a little bit more up through the early part of the afternoon before it changes over to freezing drizzle. So again, a good 3 to possibly 5 inches here in Grand Rapids. By 7 o'clock, the snow that is reaching the ground may get up to the Michigan-Indiana border. By 11 o'clock, it's expected to get up around Kalamazoo and a little bit later on, but it'll get up to all the way to US 10 by 10 o'clock. Now, Ludington, you may not see a lot of snow at all overnight tonight, but as that system eases to the east, the snow will transition over to some freezing drizzle in the afternoon, and then skies are going to briefly clear tomorrow night, so the snow on the ground, and with lighter north-northwest winds, it's going to get very cold tomorrow night, and then we're back into the cloud cover on Wednesday, and we'll continue this through the rest of the week. And again, by 11 o'clock, the snow just beginning to accumulate down around the Three Rivers area, but by 7 in the morning, we could have as much as 3 inches on the ground here in Grand Rapids, and could have as much as 4 inches here. Of course, these are all model estimates, but this will all be a plowable snow event for West Michigan. So that winter weather advisory going into effect, it remains in effect unless it's canceled early until 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The snow in the morning will change to freezing drizzle in the afternoon as temperatures stay at or below freezing. Up north, you can expect snow in the morning, a little lighter amounts up here, but some freezing drizzle later on in the afternoon. Highs below freezing between 27 and 29, and from Grand Rapids southward, we'll see mainly snow with that freezing drizzle later on in the day. Highs right around or slightly closer to freezing, but nonetheless, the roads are going to be snow-covered, slushy, and slippery all day. 13 on your side forecast. Temperatures are going to stay below freezing through Saturday, so what does come down is going to stick. You're going to need to shovel it and plow it. And then over the weekend, temperatures skyrocket up into the mid-30s Sunday. Looks like any snow now this weekend will come Sunday night through Monday morning, and next week will stay above freezing all of those days. By the following Thursday, maybe some snow mixed with a little bit of rain.